Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. We're here to talk about a really interesting course that's part of our Human Rights and Human Diversity program. The course is called Migration and Human Rights, and it's a Mexico field course. I'm joined by Dr. Stacy Wilson-Forsberg, who created the course, along with two of our students who have actually had the opportunity to participate and take this field course. So my name is Christina. I'm part of the recruitment team here at Laurier, and I'm going to be moderating the discussion today. And let's begin with some introductions before we jump into answering questions.
Hi there, my name is Emily O'Kell. I graduated from Laurier in 2018, and I was lucky enough to participate in the field course in 2017.
Hi, I'm Aidan Legault. I'm a fourth year Human Rights and Human Diversity major, and I participated in the course in 2019.
And I'm Dr. Stacy Wilson-Forsberg, and I'm an associate professor in the Human Rights, Human Diversity program.
And so this is a really interesting course, and I know there's a lot of really unique aspects to it. So Stacy, would you be willing to tell us a little bit about the course and possibly why you created it?
Sure. So the course takes place in Mexico. It's an international field course. And the idea is to mix the intercultural learning of teaching and learning in another country, and also the human rights aspect of learning about migration in Mexico on the ground. So during the course, the students spend half of the time in a classroom environment, learning about migration theory and the reality of migration in Mexico through a lot of guest speakers. And then the rest of the course is spent visiting shelters, mainly migrant refugee shelters and services for migrants in the field. I created the course because I love Mexico. I've spent a big part of my life in Mexico, starting at the age of 17, and because it's also my research. My main research area is migration, and especially refugees, refugee claimants, migrants with precarious immigration status.
And how long are the students actually in Mexico for while they're taking this course?
Yes, the course has evolved over time. They used to spend only 2 weeks in Mexico, and then that kept growing. So we've now had 3 cohorts of students go on the course in 2015, 2017, and again in 2019. And as of 2019, they're now staying in Mexico for 5 weeks, so over an entire month in Mexico, living together and learning together.
That's amazing. I can see why this would be such an appealing course to so many students. You probably just learned so much. So I'm wondering, Emily and Aidan, why did you two choose to enroll in the course?
I think for me personally, having the opportunity to kind of step outside of that box of learning that I was accustomed to for my first 2.5 years, 3 years at Laurier was something that was really exciting. And the chance again to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone and to immerse yourself in like the lived experience of these people that are being impacted, especially within a field that I was interested in personally, was like a top-notch option, and having it was unbelievable. And that was, I think, the main thing pushing me to it was the opportunity to get outside of my comfort zone and the opportunity to immerse yourself fully in what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I enrolled in it because it gave me a chance to travel, which I love doing, and spending 5 weeks in another country is like a really cool opportunity. And also just learning about like human rights issue on the ground and be able to speak with individuals who are affected by it was a unique opportunity.
I feel like it must have been such an impactful experience to be part of that. I can't imagine how much you must have learned and just experienced while you were there. So what has been the most memorable part of that, taking that course for you?
I think, again, like I said, that lived experience, being able to kind of see firsthand what these individuals are going through, especially because in the time that I went was almost in like the heat of the conflict with the states and within migration in Mexico. So being able to kind of take this narrative that you're hearing that's so unbelievably negative and harmful to these individuals and seeing firsthand what they're really like. Again, it's not like I was impacted it's not like I was influenced, by these narratives, but being able to go in and see exactly how these individuals are impacted was really eye-opening, and I think that's something that stuck with me. And just having the ability to come home and educate people as much as possible on that was something that really, really stuck with me.
Yeah, the most memorable stuff for myself was being able to speak with the refugees about their experience. It was very, very like impactful, because in class you learn about it, but you don't really have that personal side to it. And also, it was memorable because like the policy side to it is when I went there, that's when the United States put the Remain in Mexico policy in, and just seeing how quick and how much effect a single policy can have on individuals.
Yeah, that's amazing. Stacy, what about you? You must have so many memories getting to see all of these groups go through.
Yeah, it's a tough question for me because it's been 3 cohorts of students. I think generally speaking, the most memorable moments are the emotions, are seeing the students coming to terms and really reconciling with what they saw or what they heard, the stories that they heard. Lots of tears, lots of frustration. I remember, Aiden, when you were learning about the policy with the United States and learning the details of what that meant on the ground, how frustrated you were by that. And also the laughter, because yes, we were dealing with really difficult, sad experiences, all involving social justice, oppression, human rights. But there were moments, amazing light moments, watching the students try crickets for the first time, some food that, you know, having the adventurous mindset to be able to try something new, or to see Mexico through their eyes, and to see them fall in love with Mexico as much as I love the country was probably the most memorable aspect of the course, but lots of laughter for sure.
It gave me goosebumps. I got goosebumps hearing about that. I'm so envious of the opportunity that you guys had. So now, obviously, Aiden, you're in your 4th year, so you've had a lot of opportunity, and Emily, you graduated from the program. So how is learning in the field different from the classroom setting? I mean, aside from the obvious that you're actually not at Laurier for it.
I think I would say, like, confidently, it's better. I mean, it's different. It's not that it is better, I think, because 1, it's that immersive experience, and 2, it's pushing yourself outside of that box that you're used to with education, where you're used to the routine of it. You know, you go to class, you have the midterm, you hand in the assignments, and you wait for the results. Whereas in the field, you are seeing the results like hour by hour of what you're experiencing and what you're learning, and being able to kind of come back and apply that. Like I loved it so much. I was able to take a field course in my master's, and like the opportunity was there, and I jumped on it. Because 1, falling in love with Mexico City and falling in love with the culture of Mexico City as a whole, the people, the food, the liveliness of it. I had an opportunity to go to Peru. So having that was just like I need to do it, because I need that experience again to kind of, it almost lights that fire inside of you to know, like, this is why I'm doing it. You can get a bad mark on an essay or a midterm and go like, okay, did I make the right decision? But when you're out there faced directly with what's happening, I've made the right decision. Like, this is what it's all about.
So Emily kind of took all my points away, but I would just add that it's not boring. Sometimes in a classroom you spend like I forget how many months, but it gets bored after a while sometimes. But on the field, it's never boring. You're always passionate about it, and you're always learning something new every day. And sometimes in the classroom, you just want to kind of fall asleep.
But not in our classrooms, because our classes are so exciting, right, Aiden?
No.
It's okay. I think we've all been there before. I think it's the lighting or something. Now, Stacy, what has been the most rewarding part of like having a field course and seeing the students learn in that environment to you?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing to watch them on the ground. Again, all of those emotions, all of those trying something new or seeing something new for the first time. But it's also been amazing when the students return, because most of these students, when they do the course, they're in their third year. So I get to have them in my classes for an entire year after that, or I get to see that evolution and how the evolution, how the students have changed during that process, and reading their reflections that they wrote after the course. In fact, we just submitted a journal article based on those reflections, because it's been quite rewarding.
I imagine it's probably a lot of growth that students go through in such a relatively short period of time also.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, Emily, I probably know how you're going to answer this question, but I'm still going to ask both of you. Has the experience that you've had in the Migration and Human Rights field course had any long-term impact on like your life and your career plans and the goals that you have around that?
It definitely has. Like I said, when I took my master's at MAC, it inspired me to enroll in another field course, where again, like that fire inside of me was kind of lit. And then once I graduated, after that rigorous year of job hunting, which you feel like, okay, this again, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? I actually got hired on with the county of Brant. So I'm working alongside my supervisor to kind of create an environment that is able to allow for a prosperous and safe community. And some of that is actually working on the inclusion of immigrants, of newcomers. So I'm able to take the stories that I've heard and the things I've witnessed while in Mexico City and apply that to some of my career choices and to some of the choices I'm making within my field and within the work I'm doing, which has been amazing.
Maiden, what about you?
I think it just gave me like what an idea of what I want to pursue in the future, that I want to do postgraduate studies and focus on migration and like just how policy affects migrants' journeys, and then work with like a agency that's on the field helping migrants out, whether it's like the UNHCR or Doctors Without Borders. So it kind of gave me goals that I want to pursue.
That's amazing. I have no doubt after hearing how frustrating it was for you to see how that one policy impacted so many people, that you're going to do some great work and make some big change in our world. And I can't wait to hear about it. Now, Stacey, is there any parting words you have, or last sort of pieces of insight for students that might be considering coming to Laurier for the Human Rights, Human Diversity program, and also students who are now really excited at the opportunity in the course?
Our Human Rights, Human Diversity program is a small program, and we get to know our students quite well. And we're really proud of the fact that we've built quite a few international opportunities into our program. Mexico is one piece, Ghana is another that we're quite proud of, and it's scary to embark on this kind of learning in the field, in a new language, a new culture. But I always encourage students to take part, to dive in and again, get out of that comfort zone, because that's where really learning takes place, when they're outside of that comfort zone. And yes, I try to make the students as uncomfortable as possible in Mexico, but at the same time, I don't. I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of, in Spanish in Mexico, there's the verb convivir, which kind of means being together, and growing together and learning together, and that's what the students get to do when they take part in this field course and other international opportunities.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. I really enjoyed it. I was excited to hear about it, never having taken this course. And so I think that you probably got many students who are watching this video very excited at the idea of being able to apply things they're learning in the field and have that international experience. So thank you again, and thank you to everybody who watched this video. Of course, there's always ways to contact us through the program page at wlu.ca/programs, and you can search human rights and human diversity. And good luck with your future. Hopefully we will see you on campus soon. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.